Hi everybody, welcome to Beyond the Lines. My name is Sarah, I'm the artist behind Pinselgeschichten, and today on this video I'm working some more in the Outlander coloring book, doing all the food on the table. And let me tell you, I got an appetite while coloring so much food. I hope you're gonna enjoy. I'm gonna talk to you about taking artistic license when you know that colors are maybe not as fitting for the kind of picture that you're coloring or drawing, painting, whatever it is, content-wise, so what you're depicting, but you need a lot of contrast in some areas. So that is one topic, and I'm also going to talk to you about how I use different kinds of grays to have something look natural and be repetitive or be repeated in the picture, but not have it clunked into all like a big blob or something. So I hope you're gonna enjoy. Alrighty, let's get started. On to stuff on the table. I think I'm gonna start from the right to the left and just go with every plate for now, disregarding the tablecloth. So let's get started with him. He's holding a platter with what looks like a bird. I don't know, chicken, pheasant, goose, whatever, duck, maybe, kind of bird. And I just gotta get all of my pencils that I already used out of the box. Oh, there's one more. Because I want to, excuse me, I want to make sure that I do have color repetition in my picture and maybe use shades that I already, well, did use before. So let's see, there seems to be some potatoes or something around it. I could definitely use a beige pencil for those. Let's see, how can I separate the pencils that are on my desk from the pencils that I'm gonna use? We'll see. I hope I can write all the info in the blog post correctly later on. So I'm probably not gonna shade things too much here, because these are very tiny bits and pieces and details. So there's a few things where I cannot shade a lot, but still I can add a tiny little bit of a second color just to indicate, okay, this is 3D. This is not just a flat surface here, but there's something happening, giving it some interest. And I need a cool gray. Give me a cool gray. I need to get a little bit of interest in, and a little bit of dimension. There's a cool gray. So I haven't been coloring on this page in forever. At least that's what it feels like. I haven't colored in weeks anyways, not even off camera. I just didn't feel like it, for one, like coloring off camera. But also last week I really had trouble to film because talking was very difficult for me. My MS had a pseudo flare-up, and that is one of the symptoms I sometimes have trouble with, finding words and such, so I didn't film, but it feels nice to be back at it. And though I might not find all the great words today and maybe sound like a 14-year-old instead of an adult when it comes to there's the indigo. When it comes to the words I choose for something, it still is better than the week before, where I really couldn't film. I need the 90% dark gray, French gray. It's a little more brownish, and like that I can get a dark gray here with the indigo. Use those two pencils together pretty much, creating my own color. Doesn't look like much for now, but look what happens when I go over that with my light gray and smoosh the two pigments together. It's a little something, right? There we go. On to the bird. I need a little bit of an orange because crispy skin, and now I have to make sure I don't make myself hungry. It's quite early in the morning for me, though it's actually almost noon. But I just got up and took my pills, yay breakfast, and I'm a person that doesn't eat throughout the day a lot or very often, maybe like a fruit here or there, but I don't really eat like a full meal, so that's for dinner time for me. But I could develop an appetite thinking about all the yummy broiled birds that I have to color here. So that's going to be a challenge for me. Talking about challenge, by the way, this morning on Instagram I saw that the next 30-day coloring challenge is going to come up and will start 1st of July. So in case you're on Instagram and want to participate, look up the 30-day coloring challenge. There's a hashtag for it, the daily marker 30-day, and the profile where you can see the details and such in the post is Kathy Rec, so KATHYRAC. If you look it up, you want to participate, you would participate with me, and I would love that. A little bit of a yellow tint here onto the bird. There we go. First thing colored. I think this could be like, it could be fresh salad for one, or it could be like mashed potatoes or something. I want to have a little bit of color variation. There's going to be a lot of browns and yellows here for the bread, the bird here with potatoes or whatever around it. There's another bird here. This looks like in Germany we call them Klöße. What are they in English? Like dumplings almost, potato dumplings. Looks like something like that to me. So I think I'm going to be very creative here and take artistic license and make this a little more green, maybe, as it would be like a salad, or Savoy cabbage, steamed Savoy cabbage maybe, or something like that. And I'm gonna take some moss green for the first layer here. It's quite the earthy green, so I'm not going full kale color. and bringing this into the 21st century. But I'm not staying very true to the colors of the food of that time too, maybe. I don't know, I didn't live in those times, and I can only guess so much on what food looked like in those days, like color-wise and preparation and such. I mean, we do have a little hint from stories we know, but it's maybe a little different than I'm gonna color it here, just like well, you know, food or ingredients change color when you heat them up, like cabbages and such when you cook them, and they also change colors depending on how you prepare them. So if you fry them, if you broil them, if you steam them, especially green vegetables change color, also dependent on the time you have them in hot water or whatever. So I'm giving this maybe a little more color, like a green color, which would indicate shortly steamed, which is maybe not the way they cooked back in the days. So that would be a little more 21st century, but I guess that's fine. It just looks nice on the picture when you have a little color variation there and not have everything be yellows and browns and those oranges here for the kind of food, if you know what I mean. And this is where I realized not the best day for talking. What the heck is this supposed to be? Like a fruit, maybe? Because these look like apricots. There's definitely pomegranate here. Citrus fruits, cherries, okay, that's interesting. Or it could be a grape. So I'm gonna... What are you? I'm gonna think about that and color something else. Let's go for a few warm grays. For this picture up here in the front. And meanwhile I think about what that ball is gonna be, what I'm gonna make it. So I'm mixing warm grays with cool grays here on all the plates and pictures and such, just to break them up a little bit, not to have them look all the same, all cool grays. I would prefer to only use cool grays for, and maybe some terracotta tones or brown tones for all the plates. But I don't want this to look too boring, like a big fat old gray blob. What are you? You're sleigh gray. I take you. So I'm just gonna again take artistic license there and color some of those bits maybe a little non-traditionally, I guess. So, okay. On to the next bit. I know a bit that I know how to color, and this is the grapes down here, and I want those to be green grapes. So I need my greens. Which one is closest? I like the 1005. It's very light. And there's my roommate waking up. Okay, so there we go. A little bit of more of a brown for the stems, and a tiny little bit of a darker green. I'm taking the moss green for that to shade some of those bits here. Just very little. Those details, like I said, are very tiny. There's only so much I can work with shading. There's a single one here and also here. Since I do have, no, I'm gonna color them later. Forget it. Talking to myself. I'm gonna take a bit more of that terracotta color that I also used on her, or not on her, but on the picture that she's carrying, and I'm making this dish to be made of terracotta kind of stone. So I had said I hadn't really colored in weeks. Now I gotta train my hand again to work with my pencils very well, like control movement and such. And I can feel that it's a little more difficult for me than it was before. So I gotta get back into training, meaning I gotta color something every day, or draw something, work on something every day. I actually did a creative project last week where hold on, I did something more towards crafting, not filming it, well, a snippet for my vlog, but not really filming it, and not talking while doing that project, because again, speech wasn't great with me. But it's very different now how my hand works with those pencils here. It's more used to the crafting items I used, like paper cutter and scoring boards and such. So I crafted 24 boxes. I'm gonna show you one. Hold on, gotta reach. 24 of these milk carton boxes. Crafted those. They're not finished yet. There's gonna be some decorations on it because these are the advent calendar boxes for my partner. So I started to work on that, Now I only have to make the advent calendar for Jörn. That's why I start so early in the year, because gotta split those things up. I can do that like in November. I gotta do one bit here, one bit there. I know it's weird to think about Christmas stuff in June, but well, I worked on that, like I said, and my hand had to work very differently from drawing or painting. So now I feel that my left hand has learned what to do when it comes to crafting and such, but it's a little unruly when it comes to applying that to drawing or painting. So I feel like I'm way more all over the place. I can't focus with my pencil that well on paper. At least that's what it feels like. I know it's okay-ish. I mean, I went way over here, for example, also here. So this just the control of my hand, of the movement, is something that I have to improve again, and I will do so latest in July, because 30-day coloring challenge. What is this supposed to be? Maybe also a very light mash or something, maybe turnips. That could be something. Let's go for a light turnip kind of color. It's ginger root, but that's close enough to what I'd say a turnip mash would maybe look like. And I need, what are you, French Grey 50? You could be a nice shading color. You are. Something like that, I think, and that I'd say needs a contrast color for on the bowl. So I'm definitely gonna grab my indigo blue and use that. This is gonna be some very fancy china here, just like it was sold in the shop on High Street picture. Remember, there were blue and light gray bits and pieces of china in the store window and the shelves. So I think they bought one of those bits. And I just need a very light gray to shade the white a bit, because I'm not gonna color the whole thing, and I don't want to smudge the indigo too much. And there I did. Not great. Oh, well, that's the great thing about the Prismacolors, but also the horrible thing about the Prismacolors. They're so creamy and you can blend them so well, but you can smudge the pigment too. Oh well, doesn't matter. I think I'm gonna make this a peach. I just decided I need a little bit of a apricot peachy kind of color. So I'm going for salmon? Didn't I have a peach? No, let's go for peach. I had the peach pencil already out because I had used it in this picture before, probably on the skin. But let's use it on the table too. And I'm gonna add just a tiny little bit of that terracotta orange. And then I need a very nice red. I like this one, the 924, which is, where are you? Here, there's the pencil. It is called Crimson Red. Just gonna spackle a little bit on here, like so, and bring in my peach pencil once more. I really like that color combo, I have to say. So I'm gonna use it on other peaches too. Well, let's do that right away or later on. Later on, because again with the Prismacolors, I'm prone to smudging things. Okay, on to what I think to be is a wonderful piece of bread. So I'm gonna take, what are you, 1042 and maybe the 1034. It looks like maybe I used that one already. 1034, yeah, the golden rod. Also one of my favorite pencils in this picture so far. And just a little bit of a lighter yellow to feather out some of the pigment up here. Yeah, that doesn't look too shabby. And again, I need the grays for the plate here. I think the cool gray really works well with the yellow. It's very complementary kind of a gray. So cool gray, warm yellow fits really well together. They make each other pop. Your warm gray doesn't matter. It's a quite dark gray, and I just need a tiny little bit of contrast there that I can now blend in with my light gray. There we go. Onto this one here. I think I'm gonna go with the cool grays too, because that fits really well with the purple from Column's jacket. And a little bit of the, what was it called? Slate gray on top. Just to add a little bit of interest here, color-wise. All right. Oh, there's a plate back here. So I'm gonna add a little bit of a warmer gray to it and combine it with the cool grays. And there's a bottle up here where things are visible that are behind it. So there's a glass section, which means I need a little bit of the yellow and a little bit of the light warm gray here. Well, maybe the cool gray too. And a little bit of brown for the cork. Looks really weird to not have the bits and pieces colored yet, where I know I will bring in gel pens later, like for example these bits here, and also reflections on the glasses and such, and the buttons. It looks really weird to me, but I guess that is what I like to call the ugly stage of a picture. Because, yeah, it looks a little flat, but it's all gonna come together. So I'm gonna have a little more of that Rhenish be in that bottle. And I need a little bit of a darker shade. I think this one, yeah, the clay rose could work a little better. Yeah, perfect. And of course, especially with reflections on glasses and such, there has to be a little bit of a goldenrod tint because there's a fireplace somewhere. That will give a little bit of shine. There we go. I think next I want to color that bird thing down there. But I gotta have a very quick break because I need something to drink and I forgot. Camelback is refilled. I'm gonna stay hydrated. It's really warm here. I have to make sure that I'm very hydrated throughout these days. So again, some potatoes here. I'm coloring it the same way as I did this one. So where's the light brown? There it is. By the way, just thought about what I'm gonna make for dinner today because it's really hot. And if you also watch my vlogs, you know I have a vegetable garden. And I just saw this morning that my potatoes are blossoming, so I can harvest them soon. And that brought me to the thought of dinner today, because I hate cooking, like real long cooking sessions. When it's so warm, it's unbearable for me. So I'm gonna make something from my garden today, which is baked potatoes from the that are made in the oven. I don't have to be in the kitchen for long. Just have to put them in and get them out. 40 minutes later, that's that. I'm not gonna be in heat, in a hot surrounding, not in heat. I'm not a dog. I'm not gonna be in hot surroundings for long, but I'm also gonna make an iced arugula soup. It's a cold soup like a gazpacho, but made with arugula. And I have plenty of arugula in the garden. Actually, once I'm done filming this, my plan is to go food shopping for the next couple of days, because tomorrow Sebastian's gonna be at my house, and Jan, him and I are gonna have dinner together, and I have to think about something and get some stuff that I can prepare for dinner for us. And I also gotta go to the pharmacy, because yesterday I was at my neurologist. Got some more prescriptions, gotta get that. And after that, I'm planning to go in my garden and harvest kohlrabi. I have to look at my carrots, if I can harvest them already. And I'm gonna harvest a lot of arugula and wild arugula. I've got like a whole grow box full of salad there. I'm gonna use that the next couple of days. So I'm planning to bring the camera, so Saturday in the vlog you should see my wild, really wild grow box. It's like every day they're just growing so fast. I can't keep up with maintenance almost. The arugula and the wild arugula are blossoming too. So I want to harvest that, all of it, and just make my grow box look nice again, make space for other vegetables that I'm gonna plant. And I have to remember to bring the camera so you can see. But I love that one of my potatoes just started blossoming. It's awesome. It's the first time I planted potatoes on my own at my house. And I wasn't sure if they would grow and, well, develop potatoes. So I planted one potato that had sprouted, and like one in each pot. There's 2 pots in my garden, and I was kind of unsure if it worked or not, but now that the one potato at least is blossoming, I'm very happy with that. So you're gonna get a lot of gardening footage probably in the vlog. I'm not gonna take away too much yet, because there's also other stuff that happened yesterday and that will happen on Friday that I want to talk about in the vlog then, so I'm not gonna spoil it here. I have to watch the video on Saturday. But yeah, it's been eventful in some areas this week. There we go. A little more. Like so, and I need a little bit of the goldenrod just to give this a little more of a yellowish orange tint up here, because that bird has been cooked to perfection, because Mrs. Fitz is really good in the kitchen, I'd say. So this is gonna be a lime. Not gonna make this a lemon, give it a little more of a yellow tint though, but I'm gonna have it be a little green. They probably didn't have limes in Scotland in the 1700s, but I need a little bit of contrast, a little bit more green, because there's a lot of yellow and brown in here, so I think it's fine. I'm gonna get away with that. Again, artistic license. So I can already feel the not being very able to control my pencils very well kind of thing getting stronger in my hands. So I'm actually wondering how long I'm gonna be able to color today, and when I have to call it quits. I'm hoping I can do the 1.5 or 2 hours, because I want to get further in this picture. I want this done in a kind of a timely fashion, but I don't want to rush it either. I mean, I really like this page, but there comes the point with every page, no matter how much I love it, where I just want to get it finished. So I guess next week will be that point in time, you know. All right, I do have the cool grays in my hand, so I can color the utensils here right away. Again, using cool gray and that slate gray, which has kind of a bluish tint. And I like that a lot. There we go. I think I'm gonna make this like a red wine or something. So I'm gonna go for the 937. I like that color a lot, for a very dark red wine, and this is Tuscan red, so kind of fits, right? Because lots of lovely red wines come from Tuscany. Just makes for a wonderful pop of color here, I think. So it works kind of like the green in this picture, like only talking about what is on the table, so the grapes, and I think this is a Savoy cabbage back there. Just stands out, it pops out in comparison to all the grays and browns and yellows that I'm gonna use. So I like that a lot. I need a little bit, I'm gonna take the black grape and recycle that color from Column's jacket. There we go. I'm not gonna take care of that glass section in the middle for now. That's on a different day when I work on the tablecloth. All right, but there is a glass right here, and I think it should be filled not with Rhenish, but with red wine. And then I can move on to the pomegranate. There it is. Is it the right one? I'm looking for the pencil to, I think I'm gonna use, I need a very light color for these bits around the pods of the pomegranate, and I think I'm gonna take cream because they have a very light yellow kind of rind in there. Going in with the red. This is the crimson red I used for the peach. Gonna use the Tuscany red that I used for the red wine for shading. And not sure what this is supposed to be, but it kind of looks like pastry or something, like a pie maybe. So I'm gonna start very lightly shading the dish only. This is a white dish, I think, like white china. And now I can go on to, where's my red? There it is. On to the next peach back here. Give it the same treatment as I did before. And then I can move on to the fruit bowl. So I think these are supposed to be grapes here. I'm just gonna make them grapes now. Could also be cherries, but I mean like there, but I think it's grapes. So a little bit of lime green shaded with the moss green. And then there's definitely apricots here, because this line here indicates for me that this is an apricot. I think the 1002 could fit well. And need a little bit of a lighter shade, so I'm just gonna take, or do I? No, I'm gonna make this the light color and this the dark color for the apricots. So it's a yellowish orange. I'm just gonna all make those apricots here. I'm going to shade it with the goldenrod, which was the darker shade that I pointed out to you. Maybe bring in the peach color just to blend it a little bit. Some of them, sometimes when they're really ripe, I do have apricots in my fridge currently, so I know I can look at them. They do have a little bit of red on them already. So I'm just gonna sprinkle in some more red. Then there's a few more grapes down here. Now I honestly have no idea what this is supposed to be. It kind of looks like a cheese to me, almost like a camembert. So I'm just gonna color it like that, because it's my picture. I can do so. So I'm taking a warm gray and a little bit of cream color. A little bit of a darker gray just to bring in those lines again. Like so. This bowl definitely gets the cool gray treatment. And I'm gonna use the slate gray to shade. Again, this is a little more of a bluer tint than the cool gray. That I would have also been able to use the cool gray 50%, but I do like this bluish tint a little more. So I'm just gonna use it. But I'm also going to bring in a little bit of the goldenrod for some reflections. And there should be some here on the dish as well, I just realized. Just a very tiny little bit, not too much. But I'm having a lot of yellows already. I don't want to have this be a yellow picture. Blending everything again with my lightest cool gray that I used. There we go. And there's a cheese platter back there. And I'm gonna use my cream color. And my pencil broke again, yay. There we go. And a little bit of a darker yellow, which is jasmine, to color the rind of the cheese here. I'm gonna add a little bit of ginger root for shading. And I'm gonna use my black grape pencil to color whatever little fruits are here on that platter. And this is gonna be another cool gray dish, but I'm not gonna use the green, the slate gray on it, but the cool gray, the darker cool gray, to blend things out. Like that you can get a little bit of a difference, though you're using the same colors next to each other over and over again. And we do have some lemons. Guess what? I need a lemon yellow. I can... that's not the right one. Lemon yellow and a little bit of a yellow chartreuse for those lemons here. I'm taking a little bit of jasmine to shade the outside of the lemons a bit. And this is probably just decoration, so no idea what that kind of what's it called? Seashell is doing there, but I'm gonna shade it or color it to be decoration. So I used the salmon pencil and now the peach beige just to tone it down a bit. And the clay rose to bring out those lines here again, because that's what you lose a lot when you work with those Prismacolors. They take away the crispiness lines, of the inked up lines here that are printed in the book. Yeah, and I need my slate gray pencil to shade it. And a little bit of my goldenrod, because there's candles right here, so there's going to be a reflection on the metal parts. On to the ducks. These are definitely ducks, I think. So I'm going to use my terracotta kind of pencil. Yeah, that one. It's actually called mineral orange, but I think it looks like terracotta. So ducks do have quite dark brown feet, and also what are they called? It's called Schnabel in German. There's your German lesson of the day. It's a peak, I think. There's one. So I'm taking the espresso pencil, which is, well, a very dark brown. And then I can take my light umber brown and shade the mineral orange, aka terracotta kind of pencil. Because they have been roasted as well. Nobody knows why they still have their head and feet on, but I'm not gonna question that. There's probably a reason for it. So ducks have a little bit of a darker skin when you bake them in the oven in comparison to, say, goose or chicken. So I'm adding a little more of that light umber brown. There we go. What kind of dish are you? I think I like the idea of a cool gray again, just to have something pop against that warm orangey kind of shade. I'm taking the green, the slate gray again. Why do I always want to say green gray? I don't know. Then need the espresso pencil. Where did I put it? I think that's it. Yeah, the espresso pencil. I'm just very lightly going over some bits on the ducks here, shade it even darker. There we go. There's another pomegranate. Go. And then I can go on to the stack of dumplings, well, or what I think to be dumplings. Need a bit of a what kind of green? I think I'm gonna go for the artichoke green for these bits here in between. Because they're obviously stacked on some what I think to be a salad or like a cabbage. And I don't want to go too green with it, like I did go with the Savoy cabbage. So I'm bringing in some of the artichoke first, which has quite a yellowish tint, but then go with moss green on top, just to deepen the color. And then I can go on with my cream pencil and color all of these dumplings. I need a little bit of a light yellow. I'm taking the jasmine again, very lightly shading some of those dumplings more towards the center of the stack. Just to make the cream color stand out a little more, make it pop as much as it can. And I think this is going to be a warm gray, kind of a china, so not using the cool grays. Because for one, I want to change things up here and there, and also wrong pencil. Warm gray should be here. No, it's a French gray, but that is warm. Also, I do have the candelabra behind that dish, and I want to use cool grays on that. So that's why I think about breaking up patterns already. And that's why I chose a warm gray for this particular plate or bowl or dish, whatever you want to call it. All right, onto the candelabra. Cool gray and slate gray. I'm gonna probably use gel pens on the candelabra later on too. So I'm not worried because there's some of the green from Jamie's jacket here on that part, for example. I'm gonna use gel pens on top so I can cover that up easily, and also it gives a little bit of a shimmer then to that candelabra. But I can already get rid of that green quite a bit by just using that great slate gray pencil. Sheesh, I'm gonna learn one day, I promise. By using that on top for a bit. That's actually fairly nice. And I'm gonna take an even darker gray. This is a warm gray, but that's fine. I'm just adding a little bit of a darker color here. And of course, because this is one of the light sources, I'm gonna bring in goldenrod, because there's going to be yellow reflections on the metal. Just adding that here and there, predominantly towards the left hand side. And again, I'm going to add probably some gel pen later on. There's a pie back here, and then a ham in front, and I think there's another peach back there. So I'm just gonna color this to be a peach. Don't know if they had peaches in Scotland in the 1700s, but now they do. Go. A little more of the cool. Oh, that's my delivery. All right, delivery is in. Yay! I've been waiting for that for a while. I'm not gonna say what it is, because I know some of the people that know me in real life, like in person, they watch these videos and I don't want to spoil anything. So let's get this to be a lovely pie crust. And it's gonna be filled with minced meat, I think. So I'm gonna use a brown, or two, better said, because shading. I'm gonna use my light umber again. And I'm also gonna use the espresso pencil to darken some of those bits up here, make it rich and lovely looking. And now I'm getting hungry again. Well, it's not hungry per se, it's more like I've got an appetite. I think I'm gonna nom on some of my apricots after filming. All right, and what kind of a dish are you? You are one of the almost white dishes. So I'm just shading with a little bit of a very light warm gray. I'm bringing in some goldenrod because it's very close to the candles again, and then there's going to be some reflection of that light onto the rim of that pie dish. I'm also gonna bring in some peach beige to shade it a little more here, like so. Let me take a sip. Of my water, because I gotta stay hydrated. Okay, onto that big ham here. I'm starting with that fork though, so cool light gray and slate gray. Yeah, this time I got it. I need quite a nice rose color. Are you fine? Oh yeah, you're awesome. So I'm gonna take a pencil I used for skin tones as well. It's called Nectar. I'm gonna use that on the ham. Light seashell pink to blend things out, because I actually don't want to have this any darker. So I'm just going to use a lighter color to bring in the next layer, so that the shading color and the base color make two layers here, and there was just base color on top. And to have two layers, I'm bringing in a lighter color, so it's almost like reverse shading. Like so. Then I need colors for the crust. I'm definitely gonna take the goldenrods, but I need something of a warm, like a light ochre or something. Do I have a light ochre? Did I already use that maybe? There's not a traditional light ochre pencil in here. So I'm gonna take the yellow ochre. And then the goldenrod. A bit of the mineral orange. This is almost like a glaze on top of that pork skin. And I'm gonna take my light umber. I think this was made with a honey glaze maybe, so that is quite suitable to be very yellowish. But I'm also gonna bring in my espresso pencil. Oh, I hate it. Again, the lead broke off. I'm just increasing the contrast on some of those bits here, tiny bits. Like so. And I think these are turnips again. So I'm gonna go for a peach beige to color these bits down here. And I'm gonna add a little bit of beige on top. And for shading, let's go with the ginger root. It's all very subtle, but these are very light bits like parsnip, what did I say before? Turnip, parsnip, turnip kind of things. Again, I need a little bit of contrast there, so I'm going with a cooler gray, not with a warm gray for the dish or for the plate, the bowl, whatever you want to call it. I think it's more like a plate. And then I think there's another glass of the Rhenish. So I'm going with a lighter color first. Adding a little bit of the clay rose. And I'm not gonna work on the glass itself as of now because, well, that only happens when I do have the tablecloth colored. A little bit of goldenrod because of the candles. All right, 2 more of the apricots. Need there's the red. Blend that out with my orange again. And then there's another peach. So I'm going in again with my peach pencil. A little bit of goldenrod. And a tiny little bit of the red. And some more peach. And I think I want to add a little bit of ginger root to the cream pencil on the cut up pomegranate. All right, so these are all the bits and pieces of food on the table colored. I think next week I will work on the tablecloth and that garland down here and all the bows and such. But for now, I think I'm done. I hope you enjoyed watching along. If you have questions or comments, as per usual, leave them in the comment section below. The blog post with all the pencils I used today is up by now on my webpage, pinselgeschichten.de, in case you wanna read up on all of these pencils. Oh gosh, on all of these pencils that I used today. If you liked this video, I would love for you to give it a thumbs up, because that lets me know that I'm on the right track, producing stuff that you like to see. And thanks again for watching. And in case you're new to the channel, first of all, welcome to the channel. Second of all, consider subscribing. I would love for you to be one of my subscribers and peruse the channel. There's lots of different kinds of videos here that you can enjoy, and I'm gonna talk to you very soon and see you next week. Bye.